So if you have any music that you want to play on your end, you're muted on mine. So go for it. I can see you, so I'm going to talk to you, but I'm the only one who can see you. For my new friends, but everyone can go ahead and lay on their back and just bring your knees into your chest. And we are going to start on the floor and some abs. Listen, everyone, it's still cold in Florida, and I want to know why I have to have heat here because the whole point of coming down here is I didn't have to turn the heat on. So go ahead and bring your knees into your chest. Everyone's in that nice little rock from side to side right here for me. And then I want you to go ahead and pull your left knee and extend that right leg, let it hang nice and heavy, and then just pull that left knee into your chest for that nice stretch. Take that knee into your left hand and just open it out to that left side. I want you to take that nice inner thigh stretch. Keep your right hip on the mat. Coming back through center, bring that knee into your right hand and then just pull it across your chest. Find that nice spinal twist. Trying to keep that left shoulder on the mat. You'll come back through center. Pull that left knee into your chest one more time. Now I want you to lift your head, neck, and shoulders up for me. Hover your right leg. So what I want you to think about here, now you're using those lower abs, you're extending through right leg, left knee is pulled into your chest. Just giving you a nice 5-second hold here for 4. We're going to switch legs in 3. Good. In 2, go ahead, extend that left leg, pull right knee in, lower head, neck, and shoulders, lower left leg down. Now find that stretch. Really big hug of right knee into your chest. Open that right knee out to the right side for me. Feel that nice stretch within that inner thigh. And then pull that knee across your chest, finding that nice spinal twist. You can look towards that right hand. Keep that shoulder on the mat for 3. For 2, come back through center for me. Pull that right knee back in. Lift your head, neck, and shoulders for me. Take a big inhale. Lift that left leg off of the mat. And then you're just going to go into your switches here. So you're pulling that knee into your chest. Head, neck, and shoulders are off of the mat. We're just going nice and slow here because I want you to feel that pull into your chest. Good. You've got 10 and 9, final 8 and 7, 6, 5, good, 4, keep pulling, 3 and 2, on 1, you're gonna bring that left knee back and lower head, neck, and shoulders and bring those legs to tabletop. We're gonna get into our first series. Hands come behind your head. Your knees are right over top of your hips. Lift all the way up to the top of your range for me. And then I want you to start giving me tiny little pulses up an inch and down an inch. You have the option to keep your hands behind your head right here. You have the option to reach towards your ankles, but you're in these tiny little pulses. So I want you to think about scooping out your belly. Use those lower abs. Stay at the top of your range. You still have 10 seconds here. 9 to hold. 8 and 7, you're right in that first tiny little movement in that macro, getting nice and high off of the mat for 4 and 3, you hold in 2 on 1. If you weren't already reaching, reach for me. I need you to give me 10 more strong seconds. Your knees are going to want to pull past your hips. Push your knees away, challenge your lower abs. Holding here for me, you're going to bring your hands back behind your head, slow bicycle. Tap that right elbow to that left knee, left elbow to that right. Here's where your abs start to get nice and warm as you're waking them up. Slow in your bicycle here for me. I don't need anyone racing through it. You're still in that first series, in that warm up, but try to come up 1 inch higher. Try to twist 1 inch further, pointing through your toes, really reaching through those legs. Nice, Kathleen. Every time you reach, you can track through that quad and really point through that toe. You have 10 seconds here. 9 and 8, don't stop. 7 and 6, good. 5 and 4, you have 3 and 2 on 1. Come back through center for me. You're in regular crunches. Lower all the way down. Exhale, lift on a 2 count. Inhale to lower. Exhale to lift. Your modification is going to be to set your feet flat on the mat if you need to, but I want you to think as you're in this first set of regular crunches, it's a 2 count up. You're pressing your head into your hands, and then you're pressing your elbows back nice and wide. Kara, knees look perfect. Everyone's keeping knees away from those hips to challenge lower abs. 10 seconds here, you meet me at the top again. We're headed into second round. Really nice job. Now I want you to take the exhale. Can you find that extra inch at the top? As you come up, exhale, lift, lift, lift. In 5 seconds, you stay at the top, your back and your pulses, options to stay behind, hands stay behind your head, or you're welcome to reach if that gives you a little bit of extra lift. In 2, now everybody hold at the top and give me little pulses. Again, it's not a rush here. I just want you to think, can I lift an inch higher from the highest point point where I am. Nice. You're thinking chin is off of your chest, elbows are wide, elbows look great. Everyone's really breathing through this. You have 6 more pulses. Give me 5. Keep fighting. 4, and you're in your hold. 3 to go, ladies. You're there. 2. Now everybody freeze for me. Reach those hands towards your ankles. Can you come up 1 more centimeter? If you need the love around your neck, bring your hands back. I'm fine with it. If not, take a big inhale. You only have 8 seconds left. Can you lift any higher? Can you press your knees a centimeter away from you and challenge yourself? If you press those knees away, you'll feel it even more. 5 and 4, hands behind your head, bicycles, and 3, hands behind your head right here, and 2, slow bicycles 1 more time. Just tap and tap. You'll be out of that first series. After this, we have 1 hold left. You're right there. Just keep reaching. This is where you start to pick up the pace in those bicycles just a little bit more. At the end of this bicycle, you're gonna cross your ankles, you're gonna rock yourself up. Everyone's gonna meet me in a forum like, oh, I just realized you've got a nice little furry friend that's gonna help you through this. We have lots of furry friends around the rooms. Everybody, 10 seconds left, 9 and 8. Don't give up on this. Keep pressing, keep reaching. You've got 5 and 4. Here comes that plank hold in 3. Everyone's gonna bring knees into their chest, rock yourself up in 2, in 1, rock yourself up, bring your feet right behind you. It's a quick transition. You're gonna bring your forearms onto the mat and you're gonna walk your feet back and you're gonna meet me in that forearm plank. Out of breath a little bit, your heart rate just came up. I want you to glue your inner thighs together for me if you can. Your modification is gonna be to walk your feet apart or to find that plank, that modified plank on the top of those knees. If not, I want you in that really nice, strong forearm plank. Think about a zipper from your ankles all the way up those inner thighs. You're looking right at your hands for me. You're almost there. I need about 25 seconds from everyone. You've got a 45-second plank right here. You're flying through it. Can you think about lifting your hips a centimeter and then tucking them under so that you're using your lower abs, squeezing from your center of booty? Yep. Shoulders are relaxed. Final 10 seconds. My friends who want the extra challenge, you're going to turn your palms to face the ceiling and you're going to take a big inhale. You only have 6 seconds and you're in a child's pose. In 5, in 4, press back. In 3, 2, 1, press back. Nice series. All the way back. Open knees up nice and wide for me. And then we're going to press back. Seat comes to those heels. My friends who have Balas, you can stick those on. We're going to go through a fairly traditional floor series again today. Option to have Balas around those ankles if you have them. If not, you don't need any props. Stay in this child's pose for 1 more second and try to inch those fingers towards the edge of your mat, releasing head, neck, and shoulders. You're here for 4. Take a sip of water if you need it. In 3, in 2, you're going to come back up for me. I'm going to start you again on your hands and then we'll come on to those forearms. If you have any wrist issues, you can always come right to those forearms. But I want you to spread fingertips out right here and then press that mat away. I want you to find a nice flat back here. So find a neutral spine and pull belly button in. Abs should be awake for this first series. You're going to extend that right leg nice and long for me, pointing through that toe. Now lift that leg up to hip height. 3 changes right here on your hands, and then we come to those forearms. I want you to point through that toe right from the start. Find length right around that knee, so there's no bend in it, and then reach that left hand for me, find your balance. So as you're reaching that left hand nice and long, right leg is long, and you're pressing into the mat with that right hand. Hold here for 8 seconds before we get into it. We start with the hold today. I want you to squeeze through it, squeezing your glute, reaching that shoulder. In 5 seconds, that hand comes down. You're welcome to leave your left hand long, or you can press your left hand into your quad for the extra challenge. Everybody else can bring that left hand back down. Now you're in little tiny pulses right at the top of your range. So what I want you to think about here is you're barely going to see any movement in that leg because you're just squeezing from the center of your glute, pointing through that toe, finding as much length as you can right here. It's not about how fast you can go. It's about how deep can you squeeze that glute. You're going to feel a little bit on the right, that line underneath of your butt as we get into that hamstring as well. From here, you're in those pulses for 10 and 9. Hold on to it. 8. Good. 7 and 6. You've got 5 more lifts. It's 4. Start squeezing tighter and tighter here. Final 2, 1, freeze. Now give me a little bend and extend. It's a 2-inch bend, big reach. So you're barely bending that knee and then you're pointing through like there's something on the top of your foot that you want to flick off right here. Little bend and extend, little bend and extend. I'm challenging you in 3 little tiny movements right here. You're going to want to drop that leg. Don't do it. You've got 10 little bend and presses right here. Now make sure your belly doesn't start to drop and your chest doesn't start to drop. Press that floor away. 6 right here. Good. 5. Nice, Amy. 4 and 3. You've got 2. Everybody hold right here. Put it together. You pulse up an inch, bend, press. Pulse up 1 inch, bend, press. You've got it. Up 1 inch, bend, press. You're almost off of those hands. I want you to really think you should be on fire because it's 3 back-to-back tiny movements. Can you make it really deliberate? Little bend and press, lift, squeeze. Little bend and press, lift, squeeze. Don't give up on it. 8 seconds here. Press and lift. You've got it. 7 and squeeze. Fight for 6 and squeeze. You've got it. 5. Little press right here. It's 4 and press. You've got it. 3 and press. Final 2 and press. Last 1. Just hold for me. Bring your forearms down to the mat. Oh, this is where you get a nice little break on those wrists. Now from here, I want you to point through that toe one more time. Find that foundation, that isometric hold. It's your second isometric hold of 3. While you're pointing through that toe, I want you to notice how your leg lifted 1 inch higher. Now look towards your hands. Don't let your neck drop. From here, I'm going to have you bring that left hand to your right elbow for me. And I'm going to have you walk your right hand up, but there's barely any pressure in that wrist. So you're opened up to me. You have your left forearm down on the mat where the most of that weight is. And then that right hand is going to press into the mat. So your hips are going to open up towards me or towards the front of the room. Now I want you to think about bringing that knee in to the top of your arm, extending it long. So our obliques are going to work here with the top side pocket of our booty. So you're bringing that knee into the top of your arm and then you're extending it long for me. Good. Bring knee in, extend and reach. Good. Bring knee in, extend and reach. So you're still working that right leg for me. I want you to think every time you pull it in, it's parallel to the mat. You don't drop that knee down. You're getting into your obliques here. You're going to feel a little bit of love still in your shoulders and you're in the side of your leg. 8 and 7. Beautiful. 6 and 5. Hold on to it. 4 and 3. Good. 2. On this next one, hold that leg out. Now pulse again for me. You're going to feel your left leg start to fire up. I mean, a lot of tiny movements here for you today. You have 8 and 7. So think to yourself, as you're pulling abs in, you're squeezing now from the corner pocket of your booty. It's going to go down the side of your leg. 6 more pulses. 5, and we put it together. 4 and 3. It's 1 tap of that arm. 3 pulses up and 2. 1 hold. You bring me in and extend. Pulse it up. 2 and 3. You've got it. In, tap that arm. Full extension. Pulse it up. 2 and 3. Get nice and warm here. Trust your body. You have this. You have a full 20 seconds here. So do not rush it. Think to yourself, when you pull that arm in to hit your, or that arm in, pull that leg in to hit your tricep, give me that full extension, squeeze, contract, then give me those 3 pulses. Only 10 seconds to go. You have this. Listen to my final cue. You do have to hold before you come into that forearm plank. You have 5 and 4. Wherever you are, hold that leg out in 3 and 2. Everybody's going to hold that leg out for me. Now take your right hand, bring it behind your head, elbow is bent, and you hold right here. It's a final hold in this. You have it. You have the balance. Press your forearm into the mat, lift that leg up. I need you to pull the abs in, squeeze that leg. Give me 8 and 7. You're there. 6 and 5. You're coming into a forearm plank, second one of the day, in 3 and 2. Bring that right forearm back down, left forearm down, drop right toes, left toes meet those, and you meet me in that hold. All isometric holds here in the planks. I'm not making you move. I just want you to find that form. If feet are open, I'm okay with it. Your extra challenge is to glue those legs together. You're going to find a child's pose. You get a tiny break before we hit that other side. We stand after we knock out that other side. Take a big inhale here for me. You have about 20 seconds to go. If you haven't already, think about lifting hips about 1 centimeter and tucking your tailbone under to find that squeeze in your glutes, really engaging lower abs. Think about, can I make my shoulders even stronger? Where can you squeeze to make this plank harder for yourself? 10 seconds to go. You've got a quick child's pose coming your way. Shoulders look great. Para, hold on to this. 5, 4, 3 and 2, 1, everybody rest. Press back, knees are gonna open, your seat hits those heels. Take the stretch here for me. It's quick because we're gonna knock out that other side. If you need a sip of water, you're gonna take it before you join me. While you're in this child's pose though, make sure you take one big inhale. Really reach those fingertips towards the edge of your mat for me before you come all the way up. Welcome to take water if you'd like it. And then you're gonna meet me back at the top of that mat. Your fingertips spread out nice and wide. Now we'll extend that left leg. So your dominant side is gonna support you for most of you, but it is gonna be warm. Lift your left leg up to hip height. Just like we started, foundation is key here. Reach that right hand when you're ready and find your first hold. Can you press into that mat with your left hand a little bit harder? Can you point through those left toes, reaching that right hand? Go ahead and take a peek at those fingertips. Make sure your shoulder's nice and warm here. Belly button is pulled in. Nobody's arching that spine. You're going to hold here for 5. Good. You're going to hold here for 4. You have 3. Beautiful. 2. And then on 1, you can either drop that hand down. You can bring it to your quad or you can bring it back to the mat. Now start with those little tiny pulses. So we know that our first 3 changes are small, but they are mighty and I need you to make them deliberate. So what's going to happen here is your right leg is going to be fatigued and you're going to want to really think to yourself, can I sink into it? No, you can't. If you can't give me a full extension, I'm fine with it. If you need to bend that knee, flex your foot for me. Bring your heel 1 inch closer to your seat as you're at the top of that range. Nice job. So if not, I want no bend in that knee, friends. You're just thinking to yourself, can I squeeze any tighter right here? Chest stays nice and proud. In 5 seconds, we're going to hit that little bend and press. If you have to keep that knee, yes. Oh, thank you for that change. You've got 5 and 4, final 3 and 2. Just hold on 1 for me. Here's that little bend and extend. So as you're in that bend and extend, it's the tiniest little bend, big press. Tiniest little bend, big press and squeeze. I'm trying to get into your hamstring just a little bit here. So when you hit that bend and press, you're going to feel the warmth coming from your center booty right down the back of your leg. So we're in center booty and your hamstring in this change. You have that bend and press for 8. We put it together in 7. In 6, while you're here, if you need to, test it out. Bring that right hand to your left quad, right quad. Make sure you have your balance. 4 more seconds here. 3, put it together. And 2, stay strong. And 1, so we lift up an inch, bend, press. Lift up an inch, bend, press. Notice how slow we're going here. Everything is controlled. So when you pulse up, the squeeze comes from your center booty. I do not care what your toe is doing. It doesn't lead this. Squeeze from your booty. Give me that nice bend and extend. Nice, Kathleen. Really strong, long leg right there. Core looks really pulled in as well. You've got 8 seconds, ladies. Hold on to it. 6. Keep that leg up there. Don't let that leg drop down. 5. Nice, Kara. 4 and 3. Hold on to it. 2. On 1. Everyone give me that final hold. Pull belly button in before we come down onto those forearms. Think to yourself, as you start to walk down, your leg is going to come up even higher. You're going to take that right hand goes to that left elbow. And then you're going to lift that left arm up for me. So open up. It's okay for you to open. You're not square to the floor. You're going to pull that knee and tap your tricep, full extension. I want that leg to be higher than it just was. It's okay to come above your hips. Think about this movement. It's going to start coming down that outer thigh, and we're going to hit those obliques a little. Tap that tricep and then extend that leg as graceful as you can here. If you can really contract through that leg when you're in that top of your range, don't feel like you have to rush to get as many reps as possible in. Think, can I squeeze a little bit tighter? Can I use my obliques to pull it in? And then can I reach that leg up long and strong? In 10 seconds is when we're going to put it together. You have 1 extension, and then once you're fully extended, you give me those 3 pulses up. You still have 6 seconds. You're going to get a couple more in right here. Breathe for me, friends. No clenched jaws. 4 and 3. Final 2. Hold it out. Give me those pulses. Up an inch and down an inch. Now, you know this is coming from that corner pocket of your booty. If I can get my own balance. So every time you squeeze from your butt, it comes right from that corner pocket. You're pointing through your toe here, and you're keeping everything pulled in your abs. 8 and 7. Good. 6 and 5. When we put it together, you have that full range. 3 pulses at the top. And 3 and 2 and 1. You pull in, tap that tricep, full extension, pulse it up. 2, 3. Notice our pace here. We tap, extend, pulse it up. Good, 2 and 3, full extension, tap it in. Your whole body is working in this series because your right leg has got to be fatigued at this point. Don't sink into it. Full extension. You've got this. I know you have it. Less than 20 seconds to go. Take your time. I bet you if you pull that knee, you can get it 1 centimeter further. Full extension point through those toes, 3 pulses at the top. Everybody's going to find that hold for me. We're getting ready for that forearm plank. 5 seconds, 4 to go, in 3, leave your leg extended in 2, hold the extension for me, come down onto both forearms, and then drop that right toe down, that left toe down, excuse me, right toe is gonna meet it, and you're in that forearm plank. Know that we stand after this. So you're gonna be off of that mat. You know I'd keep you here forever. I love everything Pilates. Hold on to it for me. You're more than halfway through class. You've got about 30 seconds in this plank. Here's what I need from you. Woo, everyone looks strong in these planks. Zip up those inner thighs. We're holding in these isometric holds for a reason. I want you to squeeze as tight as you can. Can you find your shape? As you zip those legs together, shoulders look strong from everybody. Now think to yourself, can you give me a hint of a tuck through that glute, through your tailbone, so that your lower abs are fired up right here? I only have 15 seconds left for you. We are walking up to our hands. We're gonna hit our downward dog. If anyone has any wrist issues, you come into an all four, give me a cat cow and take your time standing. Everybody else, can you walk up to your hands for me for the last 5 seconds? Walk up to those hands on your plank right here. Good, walk up to those hands. And then in 3, lift into your downward dog. In 2, in 1, go ahead and lift those hips all the way up. Stay there for me. I want you to bend through that right knee, pressing through that left knee. Good. Take your time through this downward dog. When you are ready, you're going to walk your feet to your hands to your feet. Hang there nice and heavy for a second. Ooh, feel that stretch in the bottom, in the back of those legs, excuse me. And then slowly roll yourself up to the top. Hands come up overhead, big reach up towards that ceiling. One more dive all the way down towards those toes, and then slowly wrap yourself all the way up to the top. You've got one more series in those legs before we get into those arms. From here, as you're standing, we are going to grab your weights. I'm going to give you a little bit of arm love. If anyone did put your Balas on, you're welcome to leave them on. You can take them off and hold them in your hands, or you can ditch them. You're going to grab your light weights for me, and we're going to hold those light weights. If you're just getting into these workouts and you're coming back from not working out, you can always ditch weights. We're coming into our second position. So you're going to open those feet up nice and wide for me. One of my favorite series. Yes. Open feet up nice and wide. Building on what we did on Tuesday. From here, weights are going to face your quads. You're going to sink down on a 2 count and reach those weights forward, and then you're going to lift up with control. So we sink down on that 2 count, and then we lift up with control. If you have heavier than a 2 or 3 pound weight, this might be too much. When it is too heavy, you drop it down. What I want you to think about here is we're still in your legs, so if the arms are too much, just use body weight. As you come down that imaginary wall, I need you to press your knees back. Feel the stretch in your inner thighs. Know how your tailbone is tucked under here, and you're coming down that imaginary wall. Arms come up on that 2 count and reach, and then you lower down. We're going to leave arms up on the next one. So we've got one more to go right here. Come all the way down. Now I want you to pulse your seat down while your arms come up an inch. Pulse down an inch, arms up an inch. Pulse down an inch, arms up an inch. What I want you to think about here is you're relaxing your shoulders. You're going to want to give yourself shoulder earrings. Don't do it. Think about long and strong in your reach. Belly button is pulled in. 10 pulses here is 9, 8. Weights are dropped before you stand always. I want you to focus on getting into those inner thighs. 5, 4, 3, and 2. Hold on 1 for me. Turn your palms to face each other. You are going to go into alternating hammer curls with a heel lift. So you're going to bring right heel up and left heel up. I'm okay if they're alternating arms. It doesn't have to be the same side. But as you pull that arm in, you're going to pull your heel up as well. Stay low. Here's where you start to get on fire. Make sure you're pretending like you're pulling through mud, through water in that hammer curl. You're going to start to speed it up. So every time you pull in, you're pressing that other arm out. Your heels are going to lift a little bit faster. I know you have it. If not, you keep it slow. We extend and we lift that heel, extend and we lift that heel for 10, 9, 8, and 7. You have it. 6 and 5. Final 4, 3. Good. 2 on 1. Both arms extend. Bring them into that 90. You're going to lift both heels as you open those arms. Lower both heels. They come together. You get to stand after this, so hold on to it for me if you can. Lift those heels as you open. Lower those heels. Lift those heels. Nice, Kara. If you have an inch left in you, I need you to fight for it. Tuck tailbone under and fight for 8 and 7. We have 2 changes left, so you're doing great. 6. Ooh, I almost snuck into that next change. 5, 4. Lift those heels, lower those heels. 3, 2, 1. Hold right here for me. You're going to lower your heels down if they're not down. You've got this. You're going to stand, reach those arms, lower back to your hammer curl. Stand, reach, lower hammer curl. Stand, reach, active recovery. You have 1 change left. It's a hold. You're doing great. Focus on your legs. I know your shoulders are tired now, so you're starting to think about them. I need you to sink down as low as you can in your second position. Knees have to stay tracking over your ankles for me, so keep pressing them apart. 5 seconds. You're at the bottom of your range. We're headed into our hold. We're going to find the shakes in those legs in 4, 3, beautiful. 2, everyone come down nice and low and hold. Arms come up overhead, weights glue together at the top. Yep, you're in that second position. Your legs are pressing back. Abs are pulled in. If the weights are too much, you can always bring them in front of you. You ditch them, you bring your hands to prayer, but sink down 1 more inch. It's the longest hold you have in a second position today. Freeze. Everyone is in this. As you're breathing through this, I want you to think to yourself, take the big inhale, take the big exhale, and sink down 1 more inch. We've got about 12 minutes left, but I just got my 10-minute warning, just so everyone knows we'll probably get cut off at the end. 5 more seconds. Can you sink down 1 more inch? Can you take a big inhale, contract through your abs? Nice, Amy. Come down lower in that second position. You've got 3, 2, 1, and we stand. Heel toe those feet in right underneath you. Keep the weights in your hand. Go right into your bicep curl. Soften the bend in your knees. Legs get a little bit of a break. We're going to stay in those arms though. As you're in this bicep curl, know that you can have a heavier weight here. So what I want you to think about is in that full extension, your knees have that soft bend. You're squeezing your tricep, pull those arms up. Pretend like it's mud. Pretend like it's more difficult than it is. And use your abs. So when you exhale to lift those weights, can you pull belly button and spine contract through your abs for me? You've got about 20 seconds left here. We're going to finish out those biceps first, and then we'll give our triceps a little bit of love. You've got it. 10 and 9. Go for 8 and 7. Final 6 and 5. You've got 4 and 3. Meet me at 90 on this next one. Pull those arms up to 90 and hold right here. Then take those hands and walk them to that nice little V shape. So you're just walking them out a couple inches. From here, you're going to reach and serve that platter, pull arms back in. Reach and serve that platter. You can make this more challenging for yourself by engaging those abs. As you exhale, you contract your abs and you squeeze those weights. If I don't squeeze my weight, I'm not contracted here. If you squeeze that weight, you're going to feel your muscles turn on. 10 and 9. You've got 8. We hold out for pulses here in 6 and 5. We pulse in 4. Hold it out in 3 and 2. On this last one, little presses. Bend and press. Notice your hands are below your shoulders. Do not let those shoulders come underneath. I want you to stay in those biceps. So it's like you're pressing out right here for 10. Good. For 9. Are you contracting those abs for me? You've got 6 and 5. Hold on to 4. We circle in 3. Get ready. Tiny circles in 2. In 1. Little circle. Little circle. It's controlled. You're tracing that apple or that orange for me. Circle, squeeze. Circle, squeeze. 10 and 9. Reverse that circle here in 8. Good. In 7. You've got 6 more squeezes. 5, 4 and 3, reverse and 2, reverse that circle here. Good. 10 and 9, keep circling. 8 and 7. We've got pulses up 1 inch and down 1 inch right here. And 4, squeeze. 3 and 2, hold on to it, drop it down 1 inch, then up 1 inch. It's down and up 1 inch, lower, and we lift those arms for 10, 9, 8, 7, beautiful. 6. We've got a full range movement. You're pulling elbows back in, turning those palms towards the floor. And 3, 2, hold on 1, you pull arms in, extend, flip those palms down, out, extend, and flip those arms lower, extend and flip. It's out and in. Can you pick up the pace, burn out your bicep? 10, 9, good. 8 and 7, you have it. 6 and 5, final 4, 3, beautiful, 2, on 1, pull those arms back in, full extension down, turn your palms towards your quads, start pulling those arms down as if you're going into a row or in that nice deadlift position. From here, pull the elbows up, pull them in nice and tight, right into your tricep kickback for me. Full extension and you bend, full extension. Find that nice hinge. You're gonna look about 3 feet in front of you. I want everyone to lean forward a little bit further here in that extension. Yes. So think about a bend in that knees and you're reaching. So your neck is not gonna come down on this. You bend those knees and you hinge forward at your hips. 8, 7, good. 6 and 5, 4 and 3. And 2, hold both arms back for me. Hold both arms back. Make sure you're looking about 3 feet in front of you. Now pulse it up for 10. Pulse it up for 9. You have it. 8. Squeeze your triceps as tight as you can. 6. 1 change left. It's a combo movement. We put it both together in 5, 4, 3, and 2. On 1, I want you to give me 1 extension, 3 pulses up at the top. 1 full tricep extension, 3 pulses at the top. Yep. Full squeeze. When you're in that squeeze, you squeeze triceps as tight as you can. 15 seconds, and you're out of those arms. We take a tiny little break. Breathe through this for me. Think about your neck right here. I really want you to keep looking at that floor so you don't strain anything. Bend those elbows, full extension. 3 and 2. Good. You've got 2 to go. Give me 2 more extensions. 3 pulses up. Here's our last one. Wherever you are, find a 5-second hold at the end of this. It gives everyone time to get in the same place. Hold both arms back. Hold 5, 4, 3. Get them up 1 inch higher, 1 inch higher. 2 on 1. Stand all the way up. Final change. Reach both arms to me and hold. Reach both arms to me and hold. Take a big roll of those shoulders. Squeeze your weights, reach them towards me. You're squeezing your tricep here and your shoulders getting that last little bit of love. We drop weights, we stretch arms in 10, in 9. Can you squeeze a little bit tighter? Can everyone bend their knees? And can you start using those abs for me, friends? Take a big inhale, contract through those abs like you're in an isometric hold. 3, 2, 1, and you rest. Drop those weights down and then meet me in a stretch. Nice job. I don't know, Zoom just isn't loving me today. I think that in about 4 minutes, we're probably going to get cut off, but I want that last 2. So if you can log back in, all you're going to do is hit join again. Opposite arm will come around over to that other side. Good. And then you're going to bring both arms up overhead for me. Bring that gaze up towards the ceiling. I want heart rates to come up a little bit. So we've got a 3 change series similar to Tuesday. I like to call it a bar burpee. We're going to bring our heels onto the mat, toes off. You're going to go into your squats to start before we head down to that mat. Everyone's in that body weight squat for me. I want you to press your knees apart as you come to the bottom of that squat. Heart rate is coming up here. You're going to go as slow as you want, as fast as you want. All I want from you right here is form though. When you sink in your squat, think about pulling that floor away, pulling that floor apart, sink all the way down. And then you're thinking, can I squeeze my glutes as tight as I can to come back to the top? A squat I know is easy for you. So what I want you to think about is your form. Is your weight in your heels? Can you wiggle those toes? Make this the best squat that you can give me. Squeeze as tight as you can, contracting through everything. In 10 seconds, you're going to meet me at the bottom of your squat. Nobody worry about where your computers are because you're on the mat for such a short time. I want you to just flow through this and listen to my cues. In 5 seconds, you're in a squat hold. In 4, beautiful. In 3, good. In 2, find your squat hold right here. Everyone, chest is proud. Press your palms together. We're dropping our palms down to the floor. You're going to give me 30 seconds of push-ups before we put things together. Hold here for 5. You're going to bring your palms to the floor. In 4, squeeze your butt. 3 and 2, drop your hands down. You walk right foot back and left foot. Option to stay on your toes. Option to come to your knees. Down on a 2 count. Exhale, press up. You're in your push-ups for 30 seconds right here. When you're in your, stay in your push-ups. I'm not making you stand up just yet, but I love where your head's at, Ames. Everyone stay in those push-ups and think about arms in that 45-degree angle. Love these, Kara. Shoulders look so good. As you press away, you exhale. Inhale as you lower. Exhale, press and lift. Everybody give me 15 seconds. You're at the top of your push-up, top of your plank for me. In 10, in 9, you've got it. 8 and 7. Final 6 in your push-ups. 5, 4, and 3. Meet me at the top. Tuck those toes under, lift into your plank. You're gonna walk right foot forward, left foot forward. You're gonna stand all the way up. Everyone meet me here. To get back down, you are gonna find your squat, drop hands down, you walk foot back, back, in, stand and squeeze. So to stand up, you bring feet in and then you squat to come back down, drop your hands to the mat and walk your feet back. So all you're doing is a slow modified burpee. My friends who beg me for cardio are jumping back, jumping in. You can add a push-up in the bottom of this. This is your last thing to get your heart rate up here for me, and then we slow down, you finish in some ab work. So don't stress right here. Know that you have 20 seconds left for me, that's it. I know you have this, 20 seconds to go. You squat to come down, squat, drop those hands down, walk back. Yep, give me your squat. Beautiful, Elizabeth, you've got it. Drop hands down, back. And in 10 seconds, friends, you're gonna meet me standing up and you're gonna hit that squat hold to finish in 5, in 4, squat hold in 3, squat hold in 2. Everyone find your squat and you hold. Find your squat and your hold. Yes, heart rate should have just come back up. Press palms together. You have 8 seconds and you stand, you get water. We're in our final 2 minutes. You've got 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and you stand. You made it. Take a big sip of water right here. My friends that are new, we don't normally have to do this. We're gonna, I think, get cut off. So I'm just gonna have everyone now for my last couple minutes just log in and out quickly so you're not drastically cut off. We don't normally do this, but I just want everyone to just basically, I'm gonna end it and log right back in for me.